Hi, welcome to Behind the Scenes. This is how I created the film Launch Your Vision. I actually started shooting the kids. I created their costumes from scratch, and then we went to the beach and I shot everything of them in slow motion. What I've discovered is that kids have a very short attention span, right? We all know that, but it's because they think very quickly. And so you may ask them to do a certain pose and they do it for 3 seconds and then that's it. They're like, oh, why are you asking me to do it again? I've done it already. And so if I shoot in slow motion 4 times the speed of a normal human being and how they process, you can actually catch these beautiful little expressions and moments on their face. And shooting in slow motion definitely helped to capture that. Then we filmed a campfire scene, and I just asked the pastors of my church, Craig and Carlette Muster, if they would speak to us and let me capture it on camera. They had been talking in church about David's mighty men and being in the cave of Adullam, and I just asked them, what would you speak to your mighty men if you were just sitting around a campfire and just sharing your hearts? And so we pulled together some people from their church and people from my ministry, the Potter's House, and made it happen.
Okay, Lisa, come on over. Car full of stuff. That's how we roll. So you can do whatever you're comfortable.
Getting some B-roll. That's the flames going on. Calm down.
The funny thing about this scene is that we were filming during an evening when the tide was coming in and the waves were pretty big. And so we had to keep moving all of our stuff and our gear further in, closer to the shore, but try to keep it all out of the shot because those waves were coming in closer and closer. And we ended up getting everything that we needed and getting out of there before the tide fully came in.
This next season that we're going to is an exciting season. I'm sorry. Ryan! Ryan just put a pipe in his mouth.
Well, you said it was an exciting season. What do you expect from a man?
I'm sorry. All right. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Okay, and ready? 1, 2, 3.
So then I filmed myself as the warrior for the part 2 of the film, and it's not something that I would ever recommend doing. I don't enjoy filming myself at all. I actually took 2 days just to film those shots and figure out exactly what I wanted. The thing about it though is that you can film yourself as many times as you want to, and you can just go over and over until you get it right. The funny thing was that I also had to go back and shoot some footage of myself around the campfire because we had already done that big scene with all the actors and I was behind the camera. And so I went ahead and went home and built a little campfire in my backyard. And so here's a shot of me trying to get the fire bright enough and then turning around and trying to look like a cool warrior. And then I filmed the shots of myself with the bow and arrow, which was really on fire. And that was interesting because I couldn't see myself through the viewfinder, obviously. So I just had to do enough different angles and hope that I was happy with one of them and check my focus spots and then hope that it turned out because I was like, I'm really, really cold and I want to go home. The music tracks have really beautiful stories behind them. I used tracks from Lynette Penny-Gainan. She and her husband Keith live in Scotland. And this is a shot of Lynette and I when we get together. We just do spontaneous music and capture it. This was in an old mansion ruin in Scotland. Just super fun. And then the other artist that's featured on this track is Andy Rogers. I met Andy when I was doing a tour in Ireland. And he and Joanne Hogg from the band Iona and their friend Stu created an amazing CD called The Cave Project, where they took Psalms of David and wrote songs based on these psalms, and then they recorded them in a cave in Northern Ireland. Literally brought in electricity and a band and lights and the whole 9 yards, and just recorded in this cave. And so we had the incredible honor of using their track Adullam within the background music of this film. So the music is very special, and the independent artists are definitely people that we love supporting. So go online and make sure you buy all their music. So there you have it, a bit of behind the scenes footage and the story behind the Launch Your Vision film. I hope that it has inspired you to get out there and use your creativity to tell your story and touch hearts around the world.